Reginald here, coming up next.
Push my button, push to start it.
Now, I'm very excited to show this game. As I've said, I have been learning Human Torch, and this is one of the better games I've played. And I know what you're thinking, what, that kill number isn't very good, and that's okay. This game was crazy and short, so I won't be spending your whole day on it, and you'll get to see a lot of very interesting events. I want to talk about some things I did well, and some things I didn't do very well, and where some of the team played well. It's not like the enemy team isn't good. Everyone here is at the same elo, and several of these players are previous GM or Celestial players from last season or earlier, so they can't be that bad. We're getting started here with a somewhat confused tank comp. There's a little bit of a buffalo at the beginning, but we're just going to set up and get ready. We've got a Penny who knows how to play Penny, and we've got a Magneto, and we've just got a good little lineup here with the Psylocke, and I think this will work well. I'm going to essentially play the mainline DPS. I'm going to be doing my best here to try and, harass the enemy from above and take this sort of vertical corner angle here. Now I'm looking to set up a nice little nasty triangle with as much radius as I can. And I want to get behind cover vertically so I don't get sniped. That's kind of my goal. Now I can't really see the enemy team even though you can see them through the terrain. So I'm trying to play up in this vertical cover. And just to clarify, I'm playing here because I can shoot into this area that the enemy is going to want to push into, but I'm not going to be able to be shot by these people. And I can't really see them, but I know they're there, right? And, I can see this fire coming from this way. So if I play here, play it near this wall, and I can move up to this wall and move into this position, that keeps me safe. And then I do have my slam, so I can always turn around if need be. Right now, I'm playing essentially... I don't know why that one didn't go off. Did I hit his shield? I may have. That's a shame because this little triangle could have been really nasty. But what I'm trying to do here is just make this really hard to push into, right? Which is driving them into the inside. Now, the position I'm at right now, I said I was going to be critical of my positioning. This position, I do not think is particularly good. Yes, I do have the ability to... I can move this way to stay safe because of this wall here, right? So it's not like I'm horribly exposed to this line of sight or even this one. But I'm going to have to use my slam if somebody actually pushes in here. And I think if I played a little closer to this wall, I would have been a little bit safer, a little bit harder to pin down.
This is gonna hurt.
That was me trying to predict the position of that Loki and missing and hitting the wall. Loki's at half health still, which, that's too bad. We burned out lamps, though. That's a huge cooldown, so I will take that win. And I'm not trying to overcommit here any resources. I'm trying to poke out damage, build ultimate, and that's really it. I was trying to get some more right clicks in there, and that's really my fault for, I sometimes over-obsess on right clicks. That's definitely a rookie mistake with this character. We're playing low, we're playing around terrain. Okay, I'm really impressed by the fact that we managed to kill that as a team. I've been watching the tournament and recently and seeing how that's played, and it looks like everybody really worked hard to hit that and take that out, and I certainly fired at it a couple of times and it blew up in a real big hurry. That was huge. It looks like a lot of people targeted her at once. She was exposed and she was in the wrong place.
Your powers are mine!
Against the world! A nice deep freeze.
So knowing that our position is at risk and I'm getting pushed into, I don't want to be up in the air just in the open. So I'm moving to a piece of cover I can play around and fight. One of the things I do know from previous experience, though, with the torch is I've been playing too far back. But I'm very worried here because there's not a lot of terrain for me to play around. I need to be a little bit vertical so that I can slam to get out, like over here or something. But we now have this ult on the field, so I'm going to push in. I'm looking for people I can hit who are not at risk. I'm going to use this slam here, and the reason I'm doing that, I missed way too many of those shots. I have to work on my aim with this guy. It is hard to hit, and I do average 25 to 30% accuracy typically, which for Torch is good. But it is a very hard character, and I think I'm too inconsistent right now. However, good job to my supports on getting out of that and good job. And I think we did good defending over the team there, so it was a good slam. Psylocke gets a great kill here with a great ult. Magneto gets a nice cleanup. I'm taking too much damage. I'm going to say this right now. I was pushing up into the air, and I think if I had been fighting someone who was better at aiming, I would have died. If this was a little bit higher elo, like an Eternity play, even a high Celestial, I think I would have been toast.
I'll patch you up.
Speaking from experience on that front. Again, none of these players are bad. Some of them are in Celestial, or were. So it's not like we're dealing with players who aren't good, but I think the reality is I got lucky there more than anything else. So that was a very easy opportunity for me to die.
Don't step on lava.
Alright, we're playing high vertical again. Again, I think I'm too much in the open. Yes, I'm using the terrain, but if they push up, I'm going to have a really hard time. So you can see, I see the enemies moving in. I'm not sure where to position. I think I need to position to the down right over here, which is where I end up, kind of, but... you know, I have to say, I'm not... I think the Supernova was too early. I do... Maybe it was alright, though. I mean, we got a slam, and we picked up one already, and people are low, so that's always bad. I managed to get high enough. Huge freeze by the Luna. Literally wins that team fight. Great follow-up, Magneto. And we're running him down at this point, so... This is risky, but we're running him down, so I have the capacity. I'm getting healed. She's not. She's cooked.
Only 60 seconds left.
I think, again, my aim is a little inconsistent. It's not that I'm always bad, but I'm not doing as much as I could. I'm remembering, you can see me kind of positioning differently. Somebody called teleport, that's why that's up there, by the way. But they did not actually teleport, so we're going for a triangle. And there we go.
That one hurts.
One of the things I noticed about Torch is if you've got damage out on the field, it can be really punishing for the enemy. It's very easy to get assists on Torch. I'm still taking the same position. Again, here we go. So you saw I almost died there, and that was because I was not vertical enough. I was poking out my feet too much. I think I should have been more to the right or something like that. But hey, I'm behind terrain. I'm waiting for healing. This is very important if you are ever injured. You want to get behind cover and wait. You don't know that you're the priority in all cases. So it's really important to give your healers time to make you the priority on their own schedule.
Day at the spa.
I like the cold.
Here again, I'm almost dead. And I want to reiterate, there's 2 hit scan players on the enemy team. And I'm just playing in the open like an idiot. I think that's wrong, and I should have been playing around this box more like a low ground DPS rather than a high ground DPS. I don't have my slam, so there's no value in being high ground. You can see I've changed my opinions about what's good. Huge ability to take that out. I cannot believe we got that twice in a row.
Watch me soar! Your story ends.
And there you have it. I mean,
Is 0.
we took everything out.
Time to switch.
I was involved in most of those kills, but a lot of finals went to Psylocke, who must have been picking things off by herself since she's not involved in a lot of assists. And the mines from the Penny must have done very well. Now, there's a discussion here on who should play what. I don't think Psylocke's doing bad or needs to swap at all. I think they're doing a great job with 5 finals and 8 assists and only 3 deaths. I recognize that they died 3 times and were the only one, but they must have been doing something to be in that scenario, so I think that's fine. Real quick, I just want to say this about dive heroes. If you are playing alongside a dive hero and you're another DPS and your dive hero is dying too much, that's bad. But if they are not dying too much, they are getting picks, but they just don't have a really high final hit rate, and maybe that the team is not coordinating to either deliver enough frontline pressure to give them space to operate, or the enemy team is very reactive and effective. But that doesn't mean they're getting no value if they're burning key cooldowns on the enemy, preventing a push. For example, if they burn a Cloak and Dagger bubble, or Cloak and Dagger bubble and an Invis shield and then get out, those resources are needed to make a successful push.
You're gonna get burned.
All right, let's skip ahead a little bit here. So the first thing I'm going to do, as ever, is I'm going to go high, and I'm going to try and take this vertical cover off angle. I'm going to look at what's going on, and I'm going to look for the enemy. I realize that from this position, I can actually build a big old triangle on the payload. Look at all the free damage I'm able to get right at the start. That's going to put strain on the enemy team, and that's going to give our team an opportunity to push in. Already, the enemy team is suffering from just lots of AoE damage. Now, I'm really worried about over-aggressing. I don't want to get in front of my tanks here. I do, actually, when I'm playing and I see something like this, like the Cloak and Dagger being low, because the healers can get over-focused on the tanks, I always like to call out, on behalf of the wounded player, hey, Cloak and Dagger needs healing, right? Because we can't lose our other healer. That would end the game for us. So in recognition of that fact, I'm trying to put damage on the table in the front. I did that on comms. I'm trying to put damage here so that they don't aggress. The problem is these guys were already at half, and Cloak and Dagger had to back up. This is a situation where if you're a tank, you need, and you hear somebody being like, hey, a healer needs healing, you better understand that you need to make a positional change. Because you probably are not going to get healed for however long it takes to fix that problem. So I pull back. You know, we've lost this first attack, so it really doesn't matter. Torch is hard to aim. This is why I said I'm practicing. I will say that I do okay. I've gotten much better at landing the shots after a dive on somebody, which is good. That's a key skill. We call a go right side. I really didn't need that. I think it could have been saved for somebody else, but we're all right. Honestly, I flubbed that. That's too bad. I think those is bad. I hear that we have this out, so I'm going to get in there, and I'm going to fight close.
We are undefeatable!
Dodge this!
Try and take some position on the right, or sorry, on the left. And the reason I do this is I understand that they're all looking this way, right? And they're looking over here. So what I want to do is come around behind them and play essentially like a little flanker. And just, this is a mistake. I said it when I did it. I was like, oh, damn it, what am I doing? We just got an ult on the table from their Luna. There's no way we're going to get kills here. But, hey, Phoenix is coming in, so... And shocking, we do actually see an elim. I don't know if I helped, like, do enough extra damage or, like, how that worked, but that's crazy.
It's the grand finale!
Let's cook some more!
So we got a triangle on the table, and I see that Luna is low, and unfortunately, Squirrel Girl manages to land a really good lockdown on me. Okay, I've never actually seen this. I didn't realize the squirrels like hop out and like have little spears. That's adorable. But this is bad for me. I'm in a really bad position. I'm probably going to die. If I don't die here, I'm going to be shocked. But wait a second. We still got the Luna ult on the table. It was just long enough to keep me alive. Let's see how this shakes out, shall we?
You belong to
By the eye of
I need to get away from that. The reason I slam here was to try and drive him away from the Luna. I didn't realize... not the Luna. So I thought this was Luna. Actually, you can even just now, I thought this was Luna. Not this person. This person. I thought this was Luna. I slammed in here to try and protect them. I thought this was Cloak, and I didn't even realize that he was going to chase this person down. I thought he was going to chase this one down. So I was hoping to drive him away. That's why my slam went to where it went, and I was wrong. The fact that
final score. 1, 2.
we won that was mostly because they C9'd right at the end. I think I'd like to go back and just maybe look at that elimination and look at the situation and scenario and see if we were going to win this fight or not. I would say that we won. With nobody on point, although admittedly we're pulling them towards it. They don't get it. We have Cloak and Dagger coming back, and they're getting absolutely pummeled. I think we're going to see this character die, and then I will be able... it looks like I'm going to survive. Psylocke is not going to survive. Meg is going to survive. Emma is going to survive. Oh my. They actually did not get the kill here, and it looks like Mantis managed to run away. That's really quite surprising, because they had someone who was going to be able to talk to like get on point, but they didn't. So they ended up throwing on a C9. I think they would have probably repelled us if not for that, but we outplayed them, and I got to give a lot of credit to the tanks here.
Epic victory!
Now, do I get MVP? Yes. Why? Probably mostly the amount of damage and the fact that I died 0 times. So I took very little damage, took very few resources from my team. I did a ton of damage to the enemy team, which set other people up to get the final blows. It's not always about you. And then I was able to be an assisting party and everything without actually dying, and thus I prevented too many cases of being a drain on resources. Again, big credit to the healers and tanks for excellent play here, and Psylocke, I think, has to deserve some credit because she did a lot of damage each round for a Psylocke and was able to pick up finals and was able to harass and outposition the enemy, so that's good. I have no complaint there. Interesting round, in my opinion, and I'm continuing to get better at Human Torch, so I hope to continue to post more as I get better at the character. There's already like a million guides, so I'll do one if it seems relevant. Warm regards, everybody.
Reginald.
I would like to take a moment to provide a special thank you to a Rando Dude and Joseph Davison for being Oathmaker level members, and to Zimisk3 and Fluff. Also, a shout out to Vinny for continuing to support my channel whenever I do have time to stream. Hopefully that will pick up again soon. Guys, genuinely, I really appreciate it a lot. It honestly is just so encouraging to have you guys supporting me like that, and it means a lot to me personally. So thank you. I hope to continue to bring you high quality content. I continue to do my best. So take care, and I'll see you around. Thanks so much for visiting, and bye-bye.